And ladies and gentlemen, with that it looks like everything is set and we are about to be ready to jump on in here for the second best of 3 series of the day at the European Pro League season number 27. As that Calmi Chata match before this one was amazing. Calmi Chata managing to get a 2-1 legs up over Team Lynx, managing to keep a bit of an advantage there. And yeah, it was a good best of 3. I'm hoping that this game will also go to a third game here. Because, yeah, I love me those game number 3s. And these are two teams which, I mean, the next level, they're an old stack, right? Like, there's not really much that has changed other than who sponsors them, basically. I'm checking their pro tracker page right now, but yeah, other than a sponsor switch between this and last season, absolutely nothing has changed for Team Next Level. They're still very much the same kind of team setup as the Apple City gang used to be, right? Aim Possible? Well, as for them, I'm sure you've heard of the team. I do love the team name. It's a nice little pun, but yeah. They've been in this constellation for a decent while. CIS team, relatively well-known players as well, with Alim and Rain and Hatred. I'm sure you've heard at least one of those names before, right? As Aim Possible are going to last pick themselves Alina, and yeah, with that, let's start talking about these drafts a little before we jump on in, because we once again see that Doom, and Doom has been a winner of this patch, but I also think that Doom, a lot of the times teams overestimate how good he is, right? Because he's really good, he's very, very powerful, but it's also like, you need to farm and play around the Doom while also making sure you use every one of his ultimates, right? You can't be in two places at once, making the hero very difficult to execute in order to get you not just good gold income, but also, you know, the disable, the setup, it all has to work out for Doom is what I'm trying to get at. If you fail setting up the big Aghanim's Doom and you only landed on one hero and that one hero gets denied, then the next team fight is just gonna punish you so hard. The other way around too, if Alim, let's say, goes in and calls, and Doom tries to ulti, and then Yowai is there with an ultimate of his own on the Shadow Fiend, devastating. So, Aim Possible, while alright, they kind of went for, I guess you could say, a bit of a predictable draft, right? It's looking solid enough, though. I do think, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be Campic taking the Doom into the 1 position, and that's what I don't like about the Doom, because you have so many ways in which your Doom can fail, you have so many ways in which your initiation can go wrong, and it also costs you all of the good stuff a different carry could do for the draft. And that's why I always think the Doom draft is kind of hit or miss. But as far as who the better draft has, I wouldn't just say, oh, yeah, this one is super certain for the next level either. Because the next level, they have Invoker, Shadow Fiend, and Naga Siren. Which means they have a crap ton of team fight. It will be Flacco playing the Naga Siren here. And Yowai, of course, taking Shadow Fiend into the 1 position. But Naga Siren support, while it's an amazing lane dominator, kind of falls off. And while Naga Siren only kind of falls off and loses her scaling. Well, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like the mid game of the Naga either. Doom 1, sure, it has its risks. It is the kind of carry pick that can either reward your entire team with a very easy looking victory or get you all punished and ran down the moment that your Doom doesn't have an ultimate and the enemy team knows it. But both teams here have drafts where you can just play around their cooldowns, right? If you know Yowai just missed an ultimate, it's gonna be hard committing in the Shadow Fiend, the same way that if you see the Doom ultimate fly out and manage to retire the kill, you're going to try and punish the Doom for no longer having an ultimate, for no longer being able to respond to being gone on.
The battle begins!
As a two-man smoke comes on out from the next level. But it's just to roam into the top lane, try to cut off the carry, which doesn't work against the Doom. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of teams believe Doom 1 to be this great patch-dominating one-position pick. Because I'll never really like it, I'll never really warm up to it. I think Doom, like, he can be played as a mid, he can be played as a 3, he can even be played as a 4, but don't make him a carry. Then again, I don't know, like, Yowai is playing a Shadow Fiend, and Shadow Fiend is super hit or miss this patch as well, right? He falls off. If you miss an ultimate, like I said before, you're gonna get punished. So I'm just gonna say, this game is gonna be won by whoever team's carry, like, wins this lane. It's that simple. Usually, I always go in depth and analyze whose draft is better, but the next level have way better teamfight and AoE. But Aim Possible have way better initiation and lockdown, right? So if it's gonna be like smoke ganks or small team fights, Aim Possible get the lead, but every time it's a 5v5, it's gonna be the next level who have a massive advantage. So yeah, really anything can happen depending on how they're going to play this one.
All things fall.
Yowai enjoying a lot of last hits here. Aleem, he may have a strong hero this patch, and Axe in capable hands can absolutely dominate a game, but against the Shadow Fiend just hits so hard that it takes freaking ages to get enough of a lead going, right?
That was not very nice.
Shambik's courier will be sniped over on the top lane, while Invoker got a decent mana burn off on mid. Pango with the double jump. I think that facet is so fun, but it's also so sad. Like, I think they should make the double jump, put it on a longer cooldown or something, but allow you to proc the Aghanims twice, right? That's like my one issue with the Pangolier double jump. Because when they introduced it, I was like, oh, holy crap, I can now do like Aghanims double jumps to burn even more mana. And it doesn't work like that. You only proc the Aghanims on the first jump. Which I think, like, you could change that, but you also need to nerf double jumps significantly in order to do so. Which I would like a lot. So far, SF's lane going exactly like it should, but looking at the last hit count, you can see Doom isn't that far behind. And Doom, of course, is gonna fall a little bit behind, because you gotta keep in mind that hero has a built-in gold printer, and at one point or another is just going to make himself money from thin air.
Wait for it.
Casualty of the conflict.
And that's gonna be, as the announcer so adequately said, the first casualty of the conflict. Beautiful little kill there, as it will be Witch Doctor taking it. Though I don't think Doom, like I said before, he's got a money printer. He's not gonna mind too much, as long as they're the ones getting the first one. But not only that, Aim Possible. They're making this game impossible for the next level at this rate, because after I've just been talking about how hard of a time Axe has against DSF, and how you need to get the perfect call if you want to do anything against him, Axe succeeds in calling DSF, getting those spins, and killing him off the first time. Shadow Fiend now shut down that little bit. Champik, meanwhile, enjoying what's basically a very relaxed and chill lane. as IThe goes down to Fernance. Fernance, can he live to tell the tale here? Because I don't think so with the Scorched Earth. No, he cannot, says Champic, running him down, killing him off, keeping this massive lead going in his pocket. Will even deny the creep while walking away there, just to make sure that his lane absolutely stays ahead. Great start for Impossible though. This is everything they needed out of the laning stage here. Oof. Lina with the ultimate setting up another massive kill onto Fernance, and Fernance, well, he's already suffering for playing such a squishy support, is also going to lose his Naga Siren buddy, as Rain, now level 6, headed back into the mid lane and is suddenly extremely flipping rich. So Lina now has some serious money in her pockets to work with, and all the advantage you could possibly need. Well, Yowai on this SF, sure, he has farming speed, but he also falls off, so his timing window has already been slimmed down once, and if he dies again, it's only gonna become smaller. Aleem gets blood grenaded up, but they cannot quite catch up to him there. As Aleem goes down to Yowai, Naga Siren running down the Shadow Shaman. Out comes a beautiful two-man stun with a Maledict from the Witch Doctor. Naga will make sure that at least one of them dies. Yowai against the Maledict, still just fighting for this wisdom, and will get himself a triple kill, getting the kill on IThe as well, even asking for a high five. Yowai, he has been struggling. I've just said his timing window has gotten smaller, but the moment he senses an opportunity to capture this lane back and to show the insane aggression and damage potential that this Shadow Fiend of his is packing. Massive jump back into the game. Great lead of money there, and SF now holding his own. That's gonna be a beautiful setup onto the Rain. Lina with the catch from the Naga Siren is just going to go down as IThe, the next object of aggression from the side of the next level. But the next level, they can't keep both of their supports over on the mid lane while also keeping their Shadow Fiend safe. Lose their carry once again, just after that huge triple kill and massive recovery back into this game, as Doom goes home to his own lane. Did commit the ultimate for that. So it was a costly carry kill, but it was nonetheless exactly the kind of carry kill that Impossible needed here. But Koval goes down on the Shadow Shaman once more. 2 dual raises now. Rain is just kind of standing there stuck in an ice wall, not able to chase anybody down for it. And yeah, Invoker Ice Walls, they're so annoying, right? Nobody likes them. It's one of the most cancerous spells in the game, which is kind of how it's supposed to be. But an Invoker who can get them off well and knows how to use them is insane. I remember when it was vector targeting and you could play Invoker mid lane. That's gonna be Champic killing off Norma as well. And this Doom, there's just no stopping him. At this point, they have to play around him and be careful, because he's not only going to hit amazing Hand of Midas timing here, having it before the 10-minute mark, but more importantly, he also clearly already respects Yowai and knows full well Yowai on the SF can be terrifying if he isn't regularly doomed up and killed off, right? So I think that early gank kind of symbolizes just how well the Doom has gotten a read on the Shadow Fiend. The next level, though, we've been talking about how the bigger team fights favor them, so they're gonna do just that, try to set up a big team fight on the mid lane, but they didn't bring in all of their heroes, so they are gonna lose the Dark Willow for it. Still, trading Dark Willow for 3 kills is a very good deal here, especially if it gives Dual Raze that all-important double kill on his Invoker to help him jump back into this game, keep money flowing his way.
Tower is under attack. No gale can stop the flames. Dire's middle tower is Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid tower down, lead now accumulating for the side of the next level. Impossible though, they do have another Doom ultimate as soon as Doom has the mana for it. This is not over. Meanwhile, Witch Doctor just getting zoned out. Dark Willow not able to find any follow-up catch, but it is gonna prevent Flacco from taking too much Melodic damage there, right? Dual Raze getting himself that dominating streak, still having the time of his life there. Domination times 4.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is no more.
Bottom tier 1 obliterated by Yowei, so at least Yowei is having an alrightish game, right? He's not having an amazing game or anything, but he's still going, he's still keeping himself in it.
Money to burn.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is feeling its mortality. Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life. Dire's top tower has fallen. The earth seems relieved.
Everybody teleporting over to the bot lane now. The tower push may have been successful, but the real bet is only about to begin as Champic gets caught. Out comes the mana burn, trying to prevent the Doom, but Champic immediately turns around, gets the ultimate off on the Shadow Fiend. However, do they have the damage to deliver onto Yowei here? I don't think so, as Pangolier is on the chase, and with a great follow-up Sunstrike and the Rolling Thunder still active, he is going to hit that chicken one more time, and down it goes. Slaughtering that chicken and turning it into some delicious, delicious food there. Axe ran down. Look at the massive damage the Spirit Vessel is outputting, and with the deafening blast, well, he's not just gonna be deafened, but he is gonna be beheaded.
Dire's bottom tower hopes for aid.
That's over on mid lane, Rain holding his own, still doing very well.
Dire's courier has been slain.
Well, the next level now firmly in charge of most of the map. And I think Aim Possible, they realized that they have to do something about this. But instead only get their Doom caught right now. They're grouping up on bottom trying to set up a 4-man smoke or something like that. But their carry just got caught. Dual Raze keeps roaming around the map, enjoying his Invoker a ton.
Dire's top tower is feeling its mortality. Dire's top tower is under attack.
As IThe gets ran down with the Dark Willow Fern, and he may have suffered a lot for playing such a squishy little hero, but when he has that Invoker with him, suddenly the damage output is pretty freaking insane.
Well-gotten gains.
Well-gotten gains, says the Invoker.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See, what's funny too, Invoker, the way he talks is weird. It's not just smart, but it's weird, right? But wait, give me a sec, Dual Raze may actually die here to the Maledict combo, but nope, nice interrupts from the supports. So, as I was saying, the way Invoker talks is interesting. I think really well done. It's one of those little details I love to point out about Dota, right? Because he doesn't just talk like somebody who's intelligent, but he specifically speaks like someone who has English as their secondary language, right? Where he adapts sayings and some such, which is actually canon too if you think about it. Because anyone who's watched the Dota anime or knows the lore will know that Invoker is indeed like the old sage. Like this guy has lived through basically, canonically I think it's 3 different civilizations. So like 3,000 years or whatever.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So it makes sense that Invoker would speak English like somebody who, you know, speaks it as their secondary or third language. And I love it. Invoker is one of my favorite heroes because of all the little details and how well he's done.
There is little it can do.
I think that's also why he was so prominently featured in the anime, right?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As IThe once again dying, Pangolier with that Diffusal Blade, still doing massive damage and being the bane of any support that he can catch. They need to be careful here for this Pangolier not to further escalate, as he's already enjoying himself. At least with the Doom and the Shadow Shaman, they're gonna get a return kill onto Fernan's there for the side of Aim Possible, as Aim Possible are gonna be very happy with that one, and do in fact have another Doom ultimate available, should they want to commit for a head-on fight here.
Dire's top tower is feeling its mortality. Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life.
With the Naga Siren ultimate, beautiful setup on the X, no mana, no nothing he can press. Down he goes, Witch Doctor goes for a defensive ultimate, but also just torn to shreds with that massive Shadow Demon, having the game of a lifetime here. Aim Possible, they were looking so good in the laning stage, killing off Yowai repeatedly, keeping the thumb screws on and the Shadow Fiend from enjoying his lane, but now Yowai, he's going 5-2. And is only really starting to hit that scary, absolutely terrifying mid-game scaling, which sure, he will fall off from. But look at how hard he pushes already.
Dire's top tower has fallen. The earth seems relieved.
Invoker still staying invisible and being as happy to catch people as possible. However, over on top lane, the next level only getting more gold in their pockets. We're up to an 11k gold lead with the Tormentor going down, and now Champic with the ultimate just constantly being mana burned. Doom, he has the Radiance at a very good time, will even get a pretty early BKB to follow it up with. But that doesn't protect him from just getting Invoker mana burned, while Rain over on the bottom lane gets cut down by the Pangolier with his Saber. As X goes down with the help of Dual Race there. And the next target is gonna be IThe. IThe taken down by Fernance as well. That's not one, but two massive ultra high value kills in a row there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Roshan getting torn down by the Pangolier, by the Shadow Fiend. And he is about to pop.
Pity the beast, for though he dies now, he will live and die.
Uh-oh, Flacco goes down. Shadow Fiend kind of misplaced that ultimate. Though I guess Pangolier at least got Lina to press BKB. So I think the next level are just gonna disengage here, saying, okay, screw it, we made them press BKB, let's wait for everybody to have all their resources, and then we going to go in with that Aegis. And yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on right now. So while the next level are just kind of splitting the map, retreating, aim possible, make the perfect read that this is the correct time to smoke, will smoke up their entire team, roam through the jungle and try to catch somebody out of position. The smoke, however, not going to catch on to anybody. The next level already split around the bottom and the mid lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is learning to fear.
Mid tier 2 showing once again just how hard this SF pushes. Though having a Shadow Fiend centric draft, even with the 16k gold lead, the next level are still gonna have to breach the high ground, right? Pushing up the high ground will be the last big objective, as this tier 2 basically already gone from this world.
Dire's bottom tower hopes for aid. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. It will be a ruin long studied.
Alim taken down by Fernance there. And it's gonna be Doom pressing the BKB, trying to turn around. IThe behind him on the Witch Doctor has already died though. And Naga Siren tries to keep camping locked down with the ultimate. Will not quite get that one, but with the Naga Song plus Shadow Fiend ultimate, they will not need to get the SF killed during his BKB. Naga Siren is gonna take out for that one. She is gonna be the noble and worthy sacrifice that they have to put down for that successful fight.
The Dire's hide has grown thick.
High ground being pressured now. Invoker incredibly fed. Those teleport boots have been paying for him incredibly well.
Dire's middle tower is learning to fear.
And sitting behind his Shadow Fiend, they're just watching as the first tier 3 of the game crumbles. So much for this high ground being hard to push, because even when Doom respawns in 3 seconds, they're gonna know the Doom ultimate still has more than 1 minute cooldown on it. Axe tries to catch the Shadow Fiend, will catch the Shadow Fiend, who is Maledicted up, taking a Lina ult to the face, eating all of that damage, and losing his Aegis. Axe, however, dead without buyback and will not be able to make a return here, while the Shadow Fiend will go and deal with the barracks there.
Dire's middle barracks have seen their Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
One lane of towers absolutely destroyed there. And win rate wise, I mean 15% chance of a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. 15% chance for Impossible to somehow get back into this. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed after my good friend and colleague Costa casted that amazing first series here. That game number 2, or well, series number 2, game number 1 is looking a bit more one-sided, though I also told you guys, Dual Race Invoker and Yowai Shadow Fiend are 2 really scary picks, and whoever wins the laning stage and like gets to snowball their carry wins this game. Well, Kempic, he may have had a really good lane, but once he couldn't gank anymore, and once he just kind of farmed jungle slower than the Doom, that's when he's lost his lead and is now, or jungle slower than the Shadow Fiend despite being a Doom, that's when he lost his lead and is now just going to get punished for it, like Alim will here, with the Pangolier and the Invoker setting up another beautiful kill on him, and the gold lead only escalating more to 24k. This is why I don't like Doom 1. I think Doom 1 is just not the way to go, even in good hands, right? Well, Invoker pressuring top the high ground push. Now that the Doom ultimate is available and they are in the base where they can't get mana burned by the Invoker so easily, you can actually see Impossible doing a valiant high ground defense, right? They're suddenly looking scary and making it a lot harder to push in. Sunstrike still hits the Doom, and without mana, he will get his mana back, but by the time he does, he's already so low health. Doom cannot get the ultimate off on anyone and dies again. Shadow Shaman now locked in place, but with the Shadow Demon being this, Shadow Fiend, I mean, being this angry, Shadow Shaman's just gonna die, and so will the Lina. Both of them melted. Yo, why Shadow Fiend? It's just too good. I don't even like the next levels draft either that much, right? I said it during the draft, it's still a super hit or miss affair. They still need to win the lane with the Invoker, need to make sure Shadow Fiend has a game, and we saw this beautiful early game Doom gank towards the bottom lane, which gave him almost like 700 gold, and this massive lead over the Shadow Fiend, having killed him once. But the thing is, after that, Shadow Fiend was given a crap ton of stacks by his team, had 2 supports over to support him like twice, to make sure that he wouldn't die any other time, and I think the next level, well, on not 1 but 2 separate occasions, what they were doing and what they were trying to do was perfectly predicted by Impossible. They just played around their carry and Invoker too well. Because they also, like, that's the thing we see a lot, right? Where it's, oh crap, our carry just got ganked twice. We now need both supports to help the carry. All right, position 4, get your ass over to the bottom lane. And then the enemy goes, oh hey, they're tri-laning with the carry now to make sure the carry can safely farm. Or they're having the supports with the carry while he's farming the stacks. All right, use that opportunity to kill the mid laner. And that is so difficult when, for one, the next level hold a vision advantage over the map, and we're talking about Invoker with his Ghost Walk here. And two, Invoker 2 was absolutely rich. It's not even that Lina did nothing. Her nukes and burst damage was great. But the thing is, Lina against Invoker, it's one of those matchups where just both of them are going to come online, both of them are going to have money. And if both of them have money, then Invoker can mana burn the Shadow Fiend every single time without needing to be scared. The Doom, I mean, without needing to be scared, and then having the Shadow Fiend go in. Like, that synergy, just Invoker, mana burning at first so Doom can't Doom, and then Shadow Fiend running in and killing the Doom. It worked so well, and I think this execution definitely a well-deserved victory for the side of the next level. As ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are gonna go to just a little bit of a break, and I will be catching you all after it, as I sincerely hope you're all enjoying the show, and that you're gonna have a truly great one. Peace out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, we are back once again to yet another game here at the European Pro League Europe Division season number 27, as we got next level up against Aim Possible once more. Aim Possible, though, going for a very different draft than they did in game number one. Well, in game number one, they were all set on out aggroing next level, who are playing Yowai Shadow Fiend with Dual Raise Invoker. Well, needless to say, that didn't go anywhere, but valiant effort nonetheless. This time around, I do think Aim Possible's draft is so much more solid. They're going for an armor reduction combo between the Dazzle and the Slardar, paired with a Tusk to kind of snowball in front line, and the Terrorblade, of course, to just kind of have a carry secured, though that also means they cannot swap the Terrorblade anymore, and he will get counterpicked, which you can already kind of see with that Phantom Lancer, but I'm not sure how great Phantom Lancer is this patch. I've seen him lose a lot, and I mean a lot. Storm and Puck have been banned out. Both teams seem to be scared of those mid laners who jump in, who deliver burst damage, and just overwhelm you with tons upon tons of magical damage. However, I would have liked Storm PL. I wouldn't have liked the Puck so much, despite how hard he counters PL, just because of the Ringmaster pick, right? Ringmaster is pretty decent at saving people from the Puck and from getting gone on. With the Ember band out, Ember I like a lot more. I think Ember genuinely would have been a lot better here than the Storm even, and both of them look insanely good for next level. Next level though, what's their last ban gonna be? I wonder if they can ban something better than the Puck, because like I said, Puck isn't bad here. It counters Bad Rider, it counters Dawnbreaker somewhat, and it deals with the PL perfectly. But it just gets shut down so hard by the Ringmaster, where it's like, ha, I got that perfect three-man silence. And then you're looking at the wheel while the main person you want to kill gets saved. Enjoy. Yeah, needless to say, I don't enjoy playing mid lane as a whole. But whenever I'm against mid, I'm supposed to play mid according to matchmaking, and I'm up against Ringmaster. I usually ask people whether they want to play mid instead. It's so cancerous. He's the bane of all the traditional, old school Dota 1 2015 magical burst damage mid laners, right? Because of that box, which counters any kind of burst damage and silence. I don't know, maybe that's just my 2 cents, but I think a lot of pro players agree, because I know a few pros who will just, who are mid players, by the way, I should clarify that, but they will curse the moment they see a Ringmaster come out on the enemy team, because that hero is so annoying to play against, on most traditional mid heroes at least. Axe, though, is an interesting ban, because I do think Axe would have been great at preventing specifically those Ringmaster saves from coming out, and it kind of does the same thing that the Puck does, but way better, right? Smarcy gets picked up by the next level here for their last pick. Massive buffs. I do love what the... What's it called? Sidekick, or what's the other one? Damn, I keep forgetting what's the alternative sidekick is, but I think it's really good with the Phantom Lancer. I think both of the, support spells that the Marcy have are really good with Phantom Lancer. The bounce, of course, as well. You can Phantom Lancer charge in and then just have Marcy bounce off of you and, set up a multi-hero stun. So Aim Possible, their last pick has got to count here. If not, things are gonna be absolutely devastating. As Aim Possible going for their last pick here. Let's see how that one goes. Well, looking across the drafts though. Rain last pick. I like it. I genuinely do. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough because of how good the... Oh, give me a sec. My camera died there. I'm sorry. If you have a cat, I'm sure you know how annoying it is when the cat walks across some wires. But as I was saying, the Marcy Phantom Lancer combo here is freaking huge and aim possible. They have a decent answer, right? As long as they keep their Lash alive, I think they can actually answer the PL. So I still think this may be a 2-0 because of the Norma factor kind of being left unchecked. But if Dawnbreaker loses lane while Phantom Lancer holds his own, I do think that things are going to look very, very good here. And yeah, I do like seeing the new Phantom Lancer in action. I don't think you buy the Aghanims anymore, right? Like, most players just skip the Aghanims entirely, don't go for it. Though I would like to see it come through here. And yeah, I'm definitely going with next level, but only by a little bit this time, right? Because last time around, the draft was super 50-50 until whoever gets the lead. And then whoever gets the lead is just never going to lose. Here, however, we're going to see a lot more back and forth. We're going to see a lot more comeback potential. We're going to see people suffer a lot more as well. So I do like what we're seeing here and think we can possibly get ourselves maybe a game number 3, but most definitely some really good team fights, some really good gank action. As both teams are leaving the fountain and we're loaded on in. This Lashrak, he has his work cut out for him because he's in a position where he both needs to make sure the Terrorblade has space and scales, as well as kind of shut down the Phantom Lancer at once, right? You have to babysit your own carry while also killing theirs. Always a pain in the ass.
"30 seconds to battle."
Four-man smoke from the side of the next level, who only leave their Phantom Lancer unsmoked to make sure he can already walk under his tier 3 tower, not get harassed on the way to the lane, while the rest of the next level are coming into Terrorblade's jungle trying to contest this rune of his. As Kempik gets ran down by the Marcy and the Dawnbreaker. Ooh, no first blood. Terrorblade is gonna be forced to walk to base, miss a lot of XP and farm though. Exactly the kind of start that the next level we're looking for here. Oof. And they may not have gotten the Phantom Lancer on his way to the lane, but they still had the heroes over there, so instead Flacco on the Ringmaster will be the one to perish here. Dual race. Down. But doing well-ish for how hard this lane matchup is and how hard he gets countered on mid by the Lash until he has like... I don't know which level you need to kill off the Lashrak anymore. It used to be level 5. Like, we're at level 5 with 2 points in the Napalm, 2 points in the Firefly, and 1 level in Flame Break. You used to be able to dive the Lash by Flame Breaking him out of position, but that is no longer the case. Aleem. Enjoying the lane against PL though. Slaughter against PL is not bad at all, especially because of how high the armor is that hero has to work with, right? Like, you can take phase trades, you can hit the PL without being afraid of him hitting you back. IThe gets killed off by Fernance as well, and with that the kills are gonna equal out. We are gonna see that Marcy come into effect here. Marcy Dawnbreak, it's a classic combo. I don't think it's as good as the Phantom Lancer Marcy that we're gonna see develop later. But with the Dawnbreaker, you do make sure your Dawnbreaker also gets a good lane, and that way you get really good Solar Guardian time and can commit the Solar Guardian with the Phantom Lancer charging in. And get some kills that way. Ooh, and a bonus kill onto Rain, who is gonna take out at the brink of the duration there. Dual race, level 4 apparently. So, I was just saying about how I wasn't sure at which level Bad Rider can go and try to kill off the Lashrak. Apparently it's level 4 that you need. Yo-I, meanwhile, not having the greatest of lanes against Slardar still, but is at least farming. So as long as he keeps some money going towards his pockets, things could be a lot worse. IThe ran down and right-clicked off. Terrorblade trying to get revenge with the reflection, but against Noma needs to be very careful because he is still being punched by Furnace, and the dispose is ready. Campik, he gets disposed of indeed. Yeeted out of position, spun on by Noma. Noma now awfully low health, but still alive after that man fight. Feeling good about the lane. While Yo-I enjoying himself as much as he can on a PL, just slowly biding his time until the Slaughter becomes less and less of a pain in the ass. But as far as the support matchups go, you can already see how the Ringmaster is giving PL a massive farm advantage here. And having a ranged hero and not just a double melee lane is very, very huge when it comes to making sure your PL actually gets decent money in.
That's a strange manner of conduct.
Dawnbreaker just says that is a strange manner of conduct, which it is indeed.
Not ever.
Yo-I will be fine as we get a teleport over towards the bottom lane from the Tusk. And Tusk, this is where he can actually do stuff with the tag team and will be rewarded for running people down. Because while he is kind of lacking damage and is mostly there for the save right now, with the tag team, Terrorblade is not. Given how many illusions he can make to attack. Lashrak though does not get the stun off as he doesn't have a stun. What? Rain skipped the value point and 1 level of stun to kind of try and conserve mana, but being saved by the Dazzle, I think he's gonna be fine, and this greedy build may still pay off for him. Dual Race, meanwhile, ticks slow, but shouldn't die to a single poison touch. Still has the bottle, and is just gonna bottle off into the jungle instead. But Tusk not done yet. Once again trying to run down Fernance with the tag team being available, and Lash doing massive damage. It is gonna be a kill onto the Marcy Flacco. Still getting ran down by Rain, and with a little bit more damage, bam, double kill.
Desolation and the worlds are one. tower is under attack. It shall encroach no more.
Dazzle kind of holding his own. Rain now has the level 6 online, has become a pushing and farming machine. More importantly though, with the Diabolic Edict, that mid tower could get pressured down amazingly fast, especially with Flashback now having a regen rune to keep that ultimate going for so freaking long if he times it well, that it gets pretty insane quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is fading fast.
Lash trying to get a setup onto Norma, but doesn't quite get the slow to bounce. If that slow would have caught him, I think he may be in a lot of trouble and in a world of hurt, because even though Norma has a very good level 6 Solar Guardian timing here, Lashback being all magic damage and having a stun, well, I'm not sure if he has the stun skill finally, but being all magic damage makes him a pain in the ass for the Dawnbreaker. Impossible, however. They're going for a two-man smoke, and their Terrorblade is close to coming online. Sure, Phantom Lancer is out farming him right now, but Terrorblade is only going to hit that point where he can split himself off into dozens of illusions and try to go for kills. As Yoi gets jumped by Fernance once again. That's what I mean with the PL synergy between Marcy and PL being so good. Because that was not just a perfect save, but now a perfect setup for a 3-man Solar Guardian into 2-man spin. With Norma hitting the Dawnbreaker combo perfectly there. And now Aleem being in a world of hurt himself with those tower shots still flying after him. And the Bad Rider there to give vision. The kills once again equaled out, but this is not about the kills. And this is why I'm kind of scared of a 2-0, because now there's gonna be a lead snowballing for the next level. They got their PL online. He's not unkillable yet, you can kill off the PL, kind of even out the game that way. But it's not quite going to be enough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, after that massive swing back around in gold, I think that AIM, they're very aware of how hard this game is looking and what a predicament they are in right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life. Dire's top tower is feeling its mortality. Radiant's middle tower is losing its foundations. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has been lost to war.
Whereas Fernance is going to be able to jump away. Well, with that amplified damage rune, Flacco. I know Flacco, not the kind of support you would think that can get good use out of an amplified damage rune, but I do think that with a sufficient, catch combo, they can actually go for extreme value there. Why? After the Diffusal Blade now, looking for a Manta style, but you can see how the game, after the kills have been equaled out, has calmed down so much. Simply because Aim Possible have realized, okay, we cannot man-fight the next level. We need to have our Terror Blade, get some space, farm up, while we just try to push out lanes and then run back. And it's working for them so far. Terrorblade this close to catching up to the Phantom Lance, but with the Solar Guardian, they are gonna find a pick off over on the Terrorblade, and that's massive aim. They were so close to having their TB finally overtake this super annoying Phantom Lance. Now instead, Phantom Lancer back in the lead and Terrorblade back to the base. That's very freaking rough. Out comes a jump onto Norma. Norma, though, still alive. Dazzle getting ran down, but with the Lash there to protect him, it's still not gonna be enough. IThe killed off, as was Aline, and now the next level taking over the team fight. Out comes a beautiful snowball with the Lash Rack combo doing massive damage. There's the save from the Ringmaster though, the bane of any good mid laner as Lash Rack takes out. And this is what I meant during the draft with Ringmaster being the kind of hero where if he comes out, mid lane mains will curse, exactly because of that kind of save. Beautifully played. Norma tips IThe there as Flacco may still be in trouble but will be fine. Norma getting ran down by the Slardar, but not quite getting the kill. Why still holding his own. And out comes another lasso. Terrorblade, oh no. Oh yes, actually, as he gets the Sunder off and a beautiful stun from the Slardar. Campik still in a world of hurt, but with the snowball gets saved once again with a beautiful dispel. In jumps the Marcy, trying to keep aggression over on Campik, but does not have the damage even with the ultimate. Aim Possible not out of this yet, as Flacco gets ran down and Slardar says, this is for all the times you took our kills, you saved your teammates. Down he goes, beautiful kill there by Rain. Rain very happy with that one and is going to teleport himself away.
The stream, Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life.
Bad Rider trying his best to get the teleport out of there.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
As the tier 2
Dire's top tower has fallen.
will melt.
Dire's top tower is feeling its mortality. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is fading fast.
As out comes the 3-man defensive smoke, and the smoke! Ooh, it caused them to waste the Wheel of Wonder. That's massive. Beautiful little catch there, and massive confusion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rotan getting torn down, surrounded by 4 people.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. There is little it can do. Radiant's bottom tower is fading fast. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is fading fast. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. The pace of battle quickens.
As it is going to be a Tormentor surrounded and destroyed by a massive army there. Ooh, a kill on the Ringmaster there by Rain, with the Lash Rack delivering massive damage. Yeah, that Disco Pony ultimate, not where you want to stand. And it's still going to make Yoai's life super miserable if he gets caught by it. However, the person to be caught here is gonna be Furnace instead on the Marcy, taking away all of the saves and stuns that PL needs to initiate. Dawnbreaker, nothing you can do there except try and run out, but Norma, I think he realizes that even that will not succeed, as he just activates the Blade Mail and accepts his fate. Alright, impossible back into this game with the Aegis still having 2.5 minutes. Bloodstone still doing very good work for Rain here. It is gonna start falling off at some point, but once you see your Bloodstone fall off, that's usually when you get the Shivas to amplify the magic damage you deal. Kind of even out for that. Campic though, On that Terrorblade, still hyper aggressive, tearing down the bottom tier 2 tower.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling short. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. It may yet stand. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is learning to fear. Double damage. Dire's middle
Tier 2 tower getting shoved in as well with the Terrorblade army.
Dire's middle tower has been uprooted. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. It shall encroach no more. Dire's bottom tower hopes for aid.
As the tier 3 bottom tower is getting slowly pushed in by the Lashrak. Slardar gets a jump onto Norma, but with the lasso onto Lashrak in a world of hurt under the tier 4s will be Shadow Grave from very long range by the Dazzle, desperately keeping him alive. And comes a massive heal towards the end of the Shadow Grave, and the tier 3 tower has fallen to Terrorblade, while Lashrak is still trying to survive and fighting for his life. Slardar does not get jumped, and ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to look like a game number 3 may still be inbound. Defensive BKB out from the Slardar against that Solar Guardian, but the Solar Guardian kind of whipped there from the Dawnbreaker, who still really wants Rain, but realizes just how hard it's gonna be to kill off that Lashrak. Because, yeah, if you can waste an Aegis and force Lashrak to respawn right under your, like, well, where the tier 3 tower used to be, I guess, that would be amazing, but they also know the Aegis is still active and is gonna be timing out soon, so they cannot really waste any major resources on the Lashrak, right? So they let him go, but we'll see whether that's a mistake or not, because even killing him once, like you just saw in that last team fight, can be very freaking hard, as the Walrus Punch will miss Yowai. Yowai, meanwhile, with the Illusion army trying to make chaos, but with an easy snowball. Tusk managed to find the real Yowai. Yowai saved by both of his supports. There's the save combo once again, but Tusk still on his tail. In comes the mid lane Batrider trying to have some impact, and he will turn on the Tusk. Save Phantom Lancer's life from Camping, who still wants to catch him, but Terrorblade, he may not win this fight, because he's technically 2v1ing, but finally his backup comes in, trying to get Yowai. Yowai, one more doppelganger out, he's still trying to hold this, but will eventually be killed by the Slardar. Has teammates there who would love to get a return kill out of that, but cannot quite get him. Bot lane, the next lane that's probably going to get pushed out here. They still want those racks with the Terrorblade's massive damage, but maybe they're just gonna send slow illusions to the high ground, which isn't that great against the Phantom Lancer.
Courier has been slain.
Alim killing off Yowai. Or at least Yowai's courier, I mean. Yowai though, once Campic, you can't quite get him. Also looking towards that Heart of Tarask now. So apparently you don't build the Aghanims, you just build a Heart of Tarask these days. Pretty much the build we're used to seeing from PL. Terrorblade, with some illusions of his own, is going to destroy the ranged barracks here.
Dire's bottom under attack. It shall approach no more. I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling shortly. Regeneration.
Phantom Lancer, anything can happen in this game. He is still good at scaling late game. Not amazing, but still very good. The Wisdom over on bottom lane is going to get contested by Yowai, but Yowai, oh no, did I just cast a curse? The poor guy, no, okay, he will teleport out. Because a Yowai death there would mean at least the lane of Rex dying, if not more, to a massive freaking high ground push that would be enabled by a Phantom Lancer death. As out comes a beautiful jump once again, and Terrorblade wrecked with the help of Fernance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has collapsed.
As Roshan gets contested once more with the Dazzle plus Slardar combo. This time around, the next level know exactly what's going on, but between the Dazzle and the Lash, Roche is falling incredibly fast. On mid, however, the pressure kind of stopping everybody from going for this Roshan just now. And Roshan, he is gonna walk over towards the bottom lane, which means that now the next level have taken control of the Roche pit, but are being smoked at by a full team, just concealed and sprinting at them from the side of aim possible. Phantom Lancer gets jumped, Fernance behind him though. It will be Alim getting slowed up. Phantom Lancer dodging the AoE of the Lash and then turning all of his illusions onto Flashback to burn his mana, as out comes a beautiful lesson from the Bad Rider trying to get this Dazzle. Dazzle though, holding his own with the Shadow Grave, not taking out thanks to the massive heals once again. Marcy so far the only casualty of the fight. Slardar is still alive. Phantom Lancer though, he wants the Slardar, he will get the Slardar. Yowai still burning the Lashback's mana, trying to prevent Lashback from defending himself, which will succeed for a while until the Terrorblade comes on in. Yowai still just trying to cause chaos, but the real him has been found, has been snowballed. In comes Lashback, just dealing with the illusion, so Terrorblade still has some mana left to chase the Phantom Lancer with. Yowai. No, Yowai. Aw. I see what he went for, right? He has to stand still with the real him there to even have a chance to get away. But after how well he played that team fight, that feels so bad considering they're now probably giving up this Roche pit. Well, actually, aim possible. They're going to put on high ground pressure instead with the Terrorblade potentially trying to force a Phantom Lancer buyback here. They respect Phantom Lancers in the late game. They know he will eventually outscale them, but they also know this is not yet the case. As course, Aleem chases down the Ringmaster, and this tier 3 tower sure to fall. The barracks probably gonna follow it. The gold lead is still tiny, but gold alone doesn't matter when there's so much armor reduction in the amazing Shadow Graves. However, a massive Solar Guardian comes in on top of the Slardar, and he cannot be Shadow Grave when the Dazzle is also stunned. Flashback with the Bloodstone, still trying to get value, but against 4 people grouping up on him cannot. And while the push was beautiful, it didn't force buybacks, other than from YoY. And let's hope this massive Phantom Lancer buyback was worth it, right? Because I think they were hoping for more than a last-second Phantom Lancer buyback leading to 2 kills. But the dieback is going to give them like 1.5 minutes to push, to try and get the Megas or at least 2 lanes of Rex. So that's definitely going to be Aim Possible's game plan here from now on. As well, it seems like we're paused for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll use the opportunity and grab myself a cold drink real quick. Because I'm not sure where you guys live, but is it summer there too and a freaking heat wave? It is here in Europe. Well, I'm back with something nice cold to drink, but it would seem that this Dazzle is not. Still disconnected for the time being. Okay, there he is. See, complaining always works. You just have to do enough of it.
Oh, what a beauty!
As bottom lane is getting pushed in by a creep wave, it could be a free Rex here. If the next level end up chasing through, Norma says that they need 1 more sec, which is quite alright by me, as long as, you know, the rest of the series keeps delivering after.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Woe be unto them.
As Roshan gets torn down by the next level, the damage they can output is freaking massive there. As that's gonna be a kill once more onto Quoval, and it looks like they now took over. YoY getting himself that Aegis, and oh boy, what a turnaround. It's not over yet with the Terror Blade. Like I said, if they get Megas, this game is gonna turn out so hard for the next level. But the next level, they now have 5 minutes where worrying about that Phantom Lancer not having a buyback just isn't an issue anymore. Because that last buyback, I talked about how risky it was, but also not quite worth it. And this is what I mean. Now Phantom Lancer, even if he dies once within the next 5 minutes, it's not gonna bother him. By the time the Aegis expires, he's gonna be like 1 minute off of being able to buy back again. YoY, the only thing that could cost them this massive comeback is for him to die twice in a row while he has the Aegis and doesn't have buyback available immediately after.
Master's fortune.
As Aim Possible got themselves a 3k lead here. Gold almost back to nothing. Dual race on the Bad Rider, meanwhile farming up, got an Octarine Core BKB combo and is gonna follow that up with an Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's bottom tower is fading fast. Radiant's bottom tower is now but kindling. Dire's middle barracks are under attack, but how will this end?
Phantom Lancer, about a minute and 10 seconds remaining. Only now they're grouping up to push, but like I said before, he does have to watch that buyback timing. So YoY kind of needed to buy this time here until he fully knows, okay, we're not gonna lose this game if I die now just because I died. As his damage output is pretty decent, this tier 2 tower starting to melt already.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. It will fall like a rice apple. Middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. It will fall like a ripe apple.
As the tier 3 just slowly being mauled down by Manta-style illusions. The split push is forcing people from the next level to defend here.
Dire's bottom barracks sense their end.
Slashback gets the jump onto Furnace. Furnace presses the BKB, trying to run out. Blacko already dead, and now Furnace on the Marcy also dying for that. They just want the Terrorblade though, and Terrorblade still has the Sunder! Oh no! Camping, he gets the Sunder off! and immediately you can see Dawnbreaker is forced to buy back here. Phantom Lancer, he may be doing well and having a good late game, but just having a good late game on your Phantom Lancer is not gonna be enough when Terrorblade sunders himself back to full health thanks to that beautiful Dazzle play.
The Dire's hide has grown thick. Look
Next level trying to find an initiation, but this time around they want the Dazzle. Dazzle gets the Shallow Grave off thanks to a perfectly placed ultimate, but what good is that going to do you when there's a Phantom Lancer sitting on top of you? The next level they know exactly who they need to target. But whether it will win them this game or not remains to be seen. Slardar trying to find a setup, sneaking around. Instead just decides to go for the wisdom though. As over on bottom lane, Batrider finds the initiation. This time around they grab the Terrorblade. They didn't even need the Solar Guardian there, but still committed it just to make sure that Champic goes down. And Champic, the last fight, he did amazingly well with Sunder this time around. He may have just lost his team the game though by getting ganked, but Slardar still has something to say on the matter. And what he has to say on the matter is that this Batrider dies, but nope, says the Dawnbreaker, coming in to save Batrider's life in the nick of time. And Alim goes down for that one. As now AIM definitely have a problem again. Impossible. This game is starting to look impossible for them at this rate, with Slardar still being down for 1 minute and 5 seconds. Roshan, though, only respawns in more than 1 minute guaranteed, so depending on the Roche timer, they still may just get very unlucky here. Also, chat is flaming me for hyping up TNL, but chat is 5 minutes ago, and it's funny too because I kept warning you guys of the insane late game of the Phantom Lancer. Everybody that knows me will know that, you know, I want the game number 3 always, but one team has the better late game, and ladies and gentlemen, there's no denying that we're approaching late game. Trust me, I'm still hoping for that miracle where Terrorblade gets all 3 lanes of Rex, it suddenly mega creeps, the PL can't really defend anymore, and I get my game number 3 here. So we gotta run for our money in, right? But with the Phantom Lancer, when the game goes on for 45 minutes, you know that the chances of you losing are gonna increase ever more. That's why I hype Phantom Lancer towards the late game, because let's be real here, the impact of YoY has been pretty fucking high. And yes, I know this stream is PG-12, that means 1 F-bomb every 2.5 hours. I'm sticking to the rules before anyone in chat starts crying. Though, you wanna know who has good reason to cry now? It's impossible, because the Roshan flock there completely screwed them. and got Phantom Lancer that Aegis. I mean, there was a large component of patience, right, and of the next level, taking the risk of sitting in the Roche pit and just kind of needing to survive. But you can see, right, this is what I mean about the scaling. Rain, early on, he ran into the Phantom Lancer illusions, and with 2 or 3 ticks of his ultimate, all of them would be wiped out. Now, he needs half of his mana pool to just deal with the Phantom Lancer illusion army. The difference in impact Leshrac is having, the longer this game goes on, is just more and more as Phantom Lancer gets more fat. And that is the biggest issue, because it's not Terrorblade who's going to fall off champing with the Sunder having an amazing game here. Because let's be real, and we've seen this over and over again, the Sunder timings, but also the Sunder opportunities are amazing here, right? It's a draft with 3 melee heroes and a bad rider who is gonna be in Sunder range after lassoing. But just having a good Terrorblade pick, I don't know, because for the next 3.5 minutes we're once again dealing with an immortal Yowai, and if Yowai just gets caught and killed off once, that's really all they need, but that's a lot easier said than done. Lash. Trying to hold his own with the ultimate there. As Norma goes down to Rain.
Dire's top tower has been lost to war.
Double damage. A soldier's fortune.
Phantom Lancer, 2 minutes to push. Let's see how much damage he can do. He will definitely be able to get the tier 3, probably some range racks to go with it. Many racks actually. 20 seconds till Leshrac. Fortification is going to be used. PL though, mercilessly wants this mid lane to push in, so the Medirex are going to crumble to him.
Have been split open.
Impossible. They're all in formation. They're all hoping to get that Slardar ultimate jump combo off. Rain though. Still not level 25, and that's annoying as a Leshrac given how timing dependent that hero is. As out comes another fight, out comes another massive Solar Guardian. With the Solar Guardian, Shadowgrave will be committed onto the Tusk. At the moment, Tusk gets saved from sudden death. Well, instead they're just gonna kill his Leshrac, who for 90 seconds now cannot buy back, as Tusk will be killed after. Champik now knows he needs to run back. He does not have saves, he does not have support. Thankfully, Phantom Lancer cannot chase him over the wall though. And Yowai will have to turn around instead, going for the Slardar though, who once again used his BKB a little bit preemptively. While Dawnbreaker makes sure to get herself home to the base and start defending, Phantom Lancer gets to work on this last tier 2 tower. And it took 50 minutes of suffering, 50 minutes of holding on by a thread, having to buy back your carry very early, and do everything in your power not to lose on the side of TNL, just to turn this game around and instead get a victory slowly but surely going here.
Look there.
Phantom Lancer versus Terrorblade Illusion push. But that's all that's really going on right now. Because both teams, they are at the edges of their seat waiting for that all-important 2-minute timer to get this Roshan back into the game. Roshan up in over a minute as both teams are kind of split and waiting for confrontation. The refresher is up again from Dawnbreaker though, and that means we do get that terrifying double Dawnbreaker combo there. Four-man smoke from the side of AIM. Whether it's just with the goal of holding their own there or, you know, trying to be offensive remains to be seen. But I think they're just going for a Tormentor. Yeah, they don't want to take over the top jungle necessarily, because, well, the next level, they do have vision pretty much in the weirdest spots right now. But roaming over to the top, AIM are setting up on a Tormentor. No, they're actually going into the dire top jungle, while now the next level are smoking up themselves and are running down the mid lane. Terrorblade once again getting in position for the slow push. He is so ready here. As it's going to be a jump onto the Lash Rack. Everybody alive. Roshan still not up to 2 minutes, I should say, because there's a tiny chance it respawns early. But of course the chance of it respawning grows with Roshan being up for longer.
Soldier's fortune.
As a two-man lasso comes out, catches the Lash Rack, catches the Slardar. The Wheel of Wonder will go off on both of them, but an amazing snowball saves them, running them into the Marcy. Out comes a reinitiation attempt from the Bat Rider, who will catch the Terrorblade without the Shallow Grave being available. Buyback from the Marcy, 2 buybacks from Slardar, as well as the Dazzle. Shadow. Oh god, wait. Buyback from the Terrorblade now to try and go in as Phantom Lancer trying to disengage. Yo, I still Slardar ulted, but he does have his teammates surrounding him, ready to turn around at a moment's notice. However, with the buyback having been committed from the Terrorblade, this time around it is Yoai who has to run and get himself back. Roshan gets torn down here. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Roshan having gone the way of Terrorblade, the next level now have to be very careful about how they initiate or how they're initiated on, as there will be a beautiful jump onto the Ringmaster. Defense to two-man lasso though, into the Dawnbreaker stun once again, and this bad-rated Dawnbreaker combo. Now that he has the lasso, it's magnificent, honestly. They're now chasing through, knowing 2 minutes, no Slardar, 2 minutes, no damage amplification for this Terrorblade. As Terrorblade gets this post, and will be Shadow Grave, but Phantom Lancer still just trying to run him down. There is gonna be a Sunder on the Phantom Lancer illusion just to keep the Terrorblade alive. So now they know Terrorblade has just used the Sunder, and Lashrak had to use his buyback. Impossible, getting forced further and further back as they are about to retreat into their base, but Campik will be using BKB without a Sunder and very low health, which never feels good. He is still trying to get as much damage in as he can though, definitely not afraid of the ongoing team fight. Norma just kiting people, knows full well he is dead, and does have buyback, unlike the Slash who will be dead for 2 minutes. So realizing Lash is dead for 2 minutes, they just buy back the Dawnbreaker and decide, screw it, we're gonna go tier 4s, we're gonna end this now. 60-minute items could be truly devastating for the next level. And Phantom Lancer stunned up, ran down, still kept alive though by the Dawnbreaker once again. They just cannot kill him anymore, as Dawnbreaker has a refresher orb, will use it to try and get on top of the Terrorblade. Only the Tusk dies so far, but now the Dazzle goes down, and without Dazzle, this beautiful high synergy draft from Impossible is just gonna fall apart. Terrorblade, the last one alive, and he's gonna be killed. Then GG's will be called as the Ancient explodes. But this was a good game, genuinely. I did tell you guys, early game, Impossible will actually win this, and they did. They almost got the high ground push. They did get the high ground push, to be fair. They got a tier 3 tower. They almost got the megas. However, they couldn't quite succeed at getting all of that headway. And yeah, it's kind of painful when, despite a beautiful draft, Impossible still don't get the victory here, because I always want a game number 3, of course. But game number 1, it was all down to the, well, not quite the laning stage, but what happened right after the laning stage, basically, where it was like, hey, both carries now kind of want to go for the jungle, and then it's like, boop, gank, and now the Doom is behind, despite having 2 money printers, which is never great. In game number 2, though, the draft looked amazing, the execution was great from Impossible. They managed to steal a Roche, they managed to keep the next level on their toes throughout the entire game. The builds were amazing too, with that insane Tusk plus Lashrak synergy. I'm kind of sad that we don't get a game number 3, because I wonder what game number 3 would have had in store for us now. But holy crap. If Phantom Lancer hadn't bought back that one time for the mid defense with just 25 seconds, for which he used a big, very expensive buyback, they too would have lost this game. And when all of those little things do what they're supposed to, when all of those little things come into effect, then I would say it has been a really, really good game number 2 here. And yeah, well played to everyone, especially that insane Dazzle from the side. of aim possible. It may not have been enough against the Yo IPL, but I'm also happy that we may be seeing more PLs in the future, as he's one of the more fun to watch heroes. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm gonna be signing off. But the European Pro League, well, we're not no longer only European, as most of you should know. We also have a South Americas and an Asian league. So we'll hop over to the South Americas. Once this stream goes down, I will make sure to throw a raid, so you can just hang out, stay tuned, and head over to watch more Dota with me. But with that, I'll be out for a while. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and peace out.